1354 was a big one. They were not all immigration, though. Some of those were Americans, apparently.
Yes, you know, some slipped into the cracks.
Yeah. Well, then they just do a much smaller Operation Repatriate. Grab those guys, bring them back in the mix.
If they weren't, you know, damaged in the travels.
In the operation, yeah.
In the Operation Wetback.
In Operation Wetback.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I'm a historian. Oh, what's your focus? Operation Wetback.
That's it. That's it.
That's it. You know, this guy has no interest of history outside of this one.
He dabbles in World War II a little bit.
He dabbles in World War II. He really only knows one side of it. He's incredibly defensive of Hitler.
Yeah, and that's why when like people talk about racism today, I just don't think it's as bad as it once was. Like, it's just not. Like, it used to be so much worse.
Yeah,
I agree.
Of course it is.
You know,
it's been trending in the right direction my whole life, I think. Yeah.
Always. There's never been a back step. Maybe you could say somewhere in the Trump administration, some people felt like we culturally took a step or two backwards with race relations. But I think a lot of that's inflamed by Vladimir Putin over there. I think Russian propaganda and bots are responsible for so much of the infighting within America.
Oh, dude, it's our own
political lines
that does the most of that. They pick divisive stories with racial bends because those get clicks, and they have people out there believing that these issues are so much more ingrained in American culture than they are, because they see some interracial murder and it's only news to them because it's interracial. They enjoy stoking those flames,
Anthony Cumia
getting the attention. Yeah, they're all writing for Cumia.
Dude, Cumia's Twitter is up every now and then. Like, I mean, once every 6 months, I'll log in and see what's going on over on Anthony Cumia's Twitter. Holy shit. He's unrelenting is the word.
Every day. Every day. If a dude, he has a bunch of alerts on his phone. Black person commits a crime and it's written about anywhere in the country, boom, his phone immediately. So, and then he posts about it. He goes hard in the paint every day.
What's his motivation?
Well, you know, racism.
Well, like, what is he trying to do? Get people to dislike black people?
Wake up, America!
He just posts a lot, and he's like, "Oh, wake up! Oh, there's so much violence from these communities," and it's like all day, every day.
They took my radio show, goddammit!
And it's like,
they took my radio show!
And go back to doing impressions. Do your Jesse Ventura again.
You can't jump into those waters. Those too deep for him. That's fucking Will.
No, he didn't. No, he has an incredible Jesse Ventura.
No, he's Will Sasko, and there's another guy, Mark. Not Mark. Who's the other guy that does one?
Dan Soder.
Dan Soder. Theirs are so much. Theirs are on such another level that no one need like enter the room. Like it's a whole different thing. They sound like him. They sound just like him. I've seen them do the impression to his face, and then him come back with "that's pretty good" or whatever he sounds like, and it's like, holy fuck, they're exactly alike. They've got it down so pat.
Yeah,
and Macho Man too. Soder does a really good Macho Man.
Soder, the old clips of Soder on O&A, it was like towards the end of their run because Soder's a younger comedian compared to a lot of the guys on there. It's so funny. So many. They have one in particular. If anyone's looking for something to listen to, look up Opie and Anthony, KFC, Dan Soder, where they cover a story about a little girl who was mauled by a pit bull and now had a deformed face, and she was sitting in like a KFC, and some like monster like went to the manager and like demanded that the little girl be removed from the establishment because she was scared. She was like, I'm trying to eat an entire bucket of slop over here. Can you get that disgusting, bony-faced, scarred-up little girl out of this restaurant for me, please?
Oh, it's so fucked up.
I remember one line he said, he's like, that happened to her because God don't love her. Now get her out of this can. It was so fucking funny. That's a great clip. Sorry to ruin a couple lines of it.
You mentioned the dog mauling. You did mention the dog mauling the child, and it came to me. I watched this movie. I'm on my horror movie kick. The movie's called When Evil Lurks. It's subtitles. It's Spanish.
I might have seen this.
And I think it's some sort of demonic possession. You kind of jump right into the middle of the lore, and you sort of learn the lore of the demons or the whatever, like as you go. Those were just side characters getting balls.
Those were side characters. Okay, so
Yeah.
there was a more main character who defeats the demon.
Oh no, he loses in the end, and the demons win. Actually, it's a dark film.
I don't like that. I don't want to see the
Yeah.
demons win.
I like when the demons
win
win.
ever?
Dude, I want to see him win a few. That way, I go in not feeling so like, hey, it can go either way here. You know, go either way. I don't need to always know we're gonna get big.
I'd rather see like a killer get away with it.
I like it when the bad guys win sometimes, because otherwise there's no point in watching it. You already know how it is. I watched this YouTuber. He was an expert in medieval combat. My fucking YouTube feed. And anyway, they were breaking down Game of Thrones battle scenes and how realistic they were. And one guy had me smiling because he was describing Jon Snow's plot armor as if it was armor. And he's talking about like, yeah, the plot armor on this one is fantastic. It apparently protects him from arrows and halberds and smashing and mud. And then I was like, all right, that's good.
Yeah. It's like, well, sir, the show wouldn't work if this guy just gets murked by an arrow in like the beginning of one battle.
It should. It should. I love that. I like it when main characters die. I know I always praise it for
Yeah.
it, but Walking
Yeah.
Dead, nobody's safe.
As long as it's earned, which Game of Thrones did a good job of that. I wish I could wipe my brain of all memory of Game of Thrones and also wipe season 7 and 8 from existence entirely.
Game of Thrones is better on rewatch. Season 7 and 8 were better. I'm not going to argue that.
Yeah.
But they are better if you watch them back to back, taking 2 or 3 in a day, and just enjoy the show. One of the things that made season 8 bad, for example, is episode 3. You know there's only 6 this year. And every one you want to be an absolute banger. They made you wait a year and a half for 6 episodes. And now you're really invested and you want them to be bangers, and they don't live up to this really high Star Wars-like expectation. You're mad. But when you're watching 3 today, and you're watching...
How you put all that on screen?
So, have you heard the term hard science fiction?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. It's a new term to me. I didn't realize it, but there's science fiction where, you know, it's all Star Wars. Everything is fake and you're going faster than light and whatever. And then there's hard science fiction where everything is based on the reality of our understanding of science right now. And Three Body Problem is that. And it's really kind of cool to see them, like, I don't know, by the end of it, you get these, like, expanding universes and micro black holes and all things that are theorized to exist. Mm-hmm. And I've said many times, like, my cognitive horsepower is just redline keeping up with that book. Now, it's also, like, flying at the same time, but... Yeah, anyway, it's hard science fiction, and I've learned that I really like that when I have the time for it.
There's a good book by Arthur C. Clarke, who's kind of one of the big 3 of that kind of sci-fi, called The Sentinel. And it's technically the prequel to 2001: A Space Odyssey. And I believe the idea, I've never read it, but I believe the idea is that a von Neumann probe has been sitting dormant at Jupiter since the dawn of civilization, and it was that came down and made our ancient monkey-like ancestors take that next evolutionary step, and then they waited at Jupiter for us to get to... I guess they were waiting there until we were capable of getting there. You know, that was like something they wanted us to be able to do before they would talk to us. I think that's part of the book, but it's the prequel to the other one. And I think it's about that that technology and about the idea of like seeding civilizations and stuff.
If a listener doesn't know what a von Neumann probe is, it's this satellite, I'll call it, that goes into space, finds the materials that it needs to build another one of itself, and does so. Now, there's 2 of them doing this, and then there's 4, and then there's 8. And before long, you take over the universe with these self-replicating probes. Military force, who knows what.
Yeah, they said that it would take like 2 million years for self-replicating von Neumann probes to sort of go to every star system in the Milky Way. Like over like a geologic time scale like that. Like at sublight speed, just going at like...
Yeah,
pretty
but
fast.
2 million years is an amount of time that has passed many times over. So it's...
So why don't we see them?
Yeah, right. So why aren't they there, right?
Yeah,
then you
yeah.
get into the whole, what is the filter paradox? I'm losing
The
it.
Fermi paradox, and then there's the many explanations for that. But the zoo hypothesis is a fun one. That they're out there, they're doing their thing, but we're like a quarantined off area because we're a promising civilization, and they want to wait until we're ready to join the galactic community of planets. And
I wonder
I
how
get to
big
live
they
Star Trek
quarantined
for
us.
real.
Is it bigger than our solar system?
I don't know, Woody.
I don't think they'd
You
even
got to talk
bother.
to Alex Jones about that one.
They'd keep tabs on us, and they would just like move as they needed, right? Because until like what 60 years ago, they could have been real close in. Like we really wouldn't have to worry about it now. They're probably like, all right, give them a little breathing room. We'll go back out to like we don't have to go as far out as the moon because these fuckers clearly have no stick-to-itiveness. They're not going back. They can't be bothered to go to the fucking.
If they were in our solar system, we wouldn't know. Like if they were just sitting there chilling, like we would have no idea. Like we wouldn't see them.
Yeah.
They can't even find those other planets that they can see the gravitational effects of, and they're in our solar system.
Our solar system? Or you mean galaxy, maybe?
In our solar system. In our solar
Planets
system.
in our solar system?
Yeah,
that we
there's-
can't see.
Yeah, there's extra planets that we haven't found, but we can detect the gravitational effects of them on the other planets. The rotations don't work the way they should work. They're being influenced by something further out.
If we're like
That's also
missing
rotating
whole
the sun.
planets from our solar system, we don't know shit. Like that would be so embarrassing if they were like, all right, guys, we got to go up to 18 planets. We missed a lot.
It's a little bitty thing out there, really far away.
Turns out Earth, fourth rock from the sun. saying.
If we found one on the inside, that'd be really cool.
Oh, you'd have to fire everyone who's worked in the space industry and be like, "This is a humiliation. You guys, we need all
I
new
can see
space guys."
I can see Venus out my window, so I think we're solid there. And I think Mars too. You can see Mercury, Mars, Venus, all with your naked eye.
You can see Jupiter sometimes.
And Jupiter, yeah.
The moon.
The moon, yeah, not nearly as cool.
Do you know what the
I'm
moon?
just trying to fit in, Taylor.
Just trying to make stuff. The sun. Every morning I start my day with a 3-minute sun stare.
Oh, who was it that wanted to point their assholes to the sun to charge up? Was that
Like, it would be so easy to do that in a study and be like, look, we had people who spent all day inside and they're less healthy than the people who sunned their buttholes. And it's like, but are we sure that the butthole itself has anything to do with it? Because we know the sun is good. Like, it gives you vitamins and energy and everything. So maybe, definitely the butthole thing, bro. Definitely that.
That'd be easy to account for, right?
Yeah.
Like, you just
Well,
have
I was sunning my
exposure.
penis, and now I'm in jail. My penis in a local park.
Sunning my penis is just my cover story. There's really a bunch of people around sunning their buttholes.
Those
We're
are
all
my
just a day in the sun.
those are my favorite like police videos. They'll catch a guy jerking off in his car, and they'll be like, "Sir, your pants are off." And I go, "No, they're not." And it's like,
Uh-uh.
I mean, and he's like hoisting them up, like as he says, "No, they're not." And it's just like, what is this game you people think you can play?
This that just reminded me of like a loopy person. Do you remember that picture I texted you of that guy? Fish tank is going right now, and they have like a mansion this time. Did you see that black guy that they brought on? He's like a bisexual porn actor, kind of like bisexual that covers both of them. He's like a bull. He says like he has this whole little descriptor of himself that he does all these things, and he's also like, because Sam's fans pretty quickly like discover these people and all their information, and they like early on day 0, this guy goes into the bedroom and like jacks off under the covers. He's been in the house for 2 hours and he's
Jesus
jacking
Christ.
off.
Don't act
And
like it's weird.
so far, the
far
cover
I'm on
story
team-
on Bert is on Team Bert, and honestly, of everyone watching it, everybody loves Bert. They think he's hysterical, and so this guy, it comes out that he has paranoid schizophrenia.
Oh fuck!
And so he's like walking around on camera, doesn't know he's being filmed like in all these places, and he's like talking to himself for huge amounts of time. There's one like little Twinkie white guy in the house that he like is like sidling up to and like groping a little bit, getting the grip. This guy, I think it's day 4 or 5. I saw like because they have a hashtag for it on Twitter. Someone's keeping track. This guy has jacked off 9 times.
Holy shit.
In how many days?
I think it's 5 days in a house full of other people that you don't know. And he just goes and he lays on his back under the covers and you just see his hand playing with his penis and he's jacking off. And then he's getting up, not washing his hands, and like shaking people's hands downstairs. And it's so gross.
Dude, we have found Lock and Load's first sponsored athlete.
Oh, we need to sponsor old Bert. He's a big supplement guy.
Figure on that, somebody.
Yeah. Let's get some lock and load for Bert. Yeah, if we can, I need to find out what the address to the house is, and they can have Derek send it over.
Bird's eyes only.
Bird's eyes only. Give them like, I guess.
Put some
2 bottles, give them a 6-week supply. But the cover story is this time they found people that largely have no idea what's going on. Like they're not Fish Tank fans. And so they think that they are on a show being recorded for Hulu.
Oh, fucking no, they don't.
Yes,